with another podcast. I've been wanting to do another one for a while, and I've been wanting to do this one for a while because Troy's been with Painted Horse since the very inception. He's probably one of our, well, you're certainly one of the longest running members too. And I don't plan on you going nowhere. How about you?
I'm not planning on going anywhere.
But anyway, this is Troy Funkhouser. He is one of Painted Horse's road captains. Actually, he's our lead road captain and our longest road captain. You've been a road captain since the beginning.
Yeah.
So thanks for coming on. Appreciate it, man.
Thanks for having me.
Like I said, I've been wanting to do this one for a while, and you know, life just catches up to you, and you get busy and all like that. And you're a pretty busy guy too.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about what you do in your spare time.
Well, obviously I work at L2 Brands. So that's my full-time job, and then obviously I'm a high school coach at Delone Catholic, and then I do coaching for travel for my girls. Now my oldest is graduated, but my youngest still plays. I still got 2 more years of travel ball with her.
As a softball.
As softball.
Okay.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yep.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. You know, you get to spend as a coach. You know, I coach hockey too, and you get to spend a lot of time with your own, and it's you never want to stop doing those days.
I don't know what I'm going to do in 2 years from now.
Yeah. How old is your youngest?
She'll be 17 in February.
So she has 2 years.
Yeah, she's a junior this year at Delone.
Okay. How'd you guys do last year?
Oh, we won our districts. We won our division.
Oh, nice.
And got into districts, but we lost that. So we're hoping to do the same thing.
Now, is that because you had good kids and good players, or are you going to say it was just because of coaching?
Players make the coaches.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, and then when the team's not playing well, it's always the coach's fault.
Exactly.
Yeah, I coached for a long time. I know how that goes too. So, but no, that's awesome. Your oldest is Kylie, correct?
Kylie, yes.
Yeah, I get them mixed up. Now, she's off in college, correct?
Yeah, she graduates this year from Westchester.
Wow.
Now she's going
graduates already.
Yeah. I know, can't believe 4 years passed.
What was her major, if you don't mind me asking?
She wants to be a doctor.
Oh, wow.
So she's still got more school to do.
Well, hold your hand up. Hold the other one up.
Yeah.
It's good that a doctor comes in your family.
Yeah.
Troy is, let's just throw that little joke out there. Troy is not good with sharp items.
Nope.
Whether it's cutting bread, cutting drywall, whatever.
It was actually the drywall that cut him, not the knife.
Yeah. But no, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Any certain field, or I mean, you say doctor. There's many.
Yeah.
She's went back and forth like plastic surgeon, medical doctor. I'm not sure what. I think she has it narrowed down to a couple
Nice.
things, but not. I don't know what it is.
Nice.
Yeah. So.
And Tegan's the youngest one.
Yes.
What is her? Any plans there for the
She
future?
wants to be a traveling nurse.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's what
Any
she's.
plans for college?
Well, in 2 weeks we go to Wilson College in Chambersburg, and I know she wants to go visit Salisbury.
Oh, nice.
Salisbury University.
Yeah.
So she wants to go to school and continue her softball. So those are 2 schools that she wants to look at.
And
Now,
what position does she play?
she's a catcher at Delone, but then she plays shortstop for her travel. So she plays one of the two hardest positions in the game, and
Wow.
she succeeds in both of them. So
Good.
I think for college, she's better suited for a shortstop. So we'll see, or middle infielder, I should say.
Who is shaking the table?
That's me.
Yeah,
Tony.
you were a catcher in
Yes.
softball too, growing up, or baseball. I'm
Baseball,
sorry. Yeah. So yeah, that apple didn't fall far.
No,
you
well,
know?
I was a 4-year starter at college at Waynesburg University, and then when I came back home, we played the local men's league, and I became a catcher there. So,
Nice.
so I wasn't always a catcher, but
That's where the knees
That's
come
what it-
from.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Troy
your
has
oldest,
pretty bad knees.
played, right? Softball?
no, my oldest was middle infielder. She
Okay.
plays second base at Delone and shortstop at Travel.
Okay.
So
Different positions?
Let me see if I can find this. There they are. There. Now that's an older picture.
yeah, that's an look. How young
I
they
just
look.
pulled it off of your Facebook page. Now, so how old are they there? Would you say?
Kylie's probably 13. Tegan's probably 8 or 9.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, they've played their whole life, and you've coached them.
Correct,
Yeah,
yep.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
that,
You've
that
been
is so
great
cool.
for a while. Look at that.
Actually, he probably has a little bit. If you can look just at the top of the visor, he probably has a little bit more than he has now. But yeah, that's awesome, man. You know, they are certainly times you can't get back,
Oh,
and
absolutely.
you know, nothing beats just spending that time with your kids, and whether in their endeavors, whether it's sports or whatever.
That was my old house, the old backyard there with those big pine trees in the
Nice.
back. You know.
Now you always lived in the McSherrystown or Hanover area,
I lived right beside Mal Fields on Ridge Avenue.
and that's where this one's
That's that
okay.
was right beside the field. So they grew up on the ball field in the backyard.
Yeah,
good.
So
that's awesome.
Mhm.
Now is that PA Blaze? Is that still around?
no, it didn't fold. They kind of merged with the Brushtown Bulldogs organization
Okay.
with Dave Staub and his crew, and they now it's called the Lady Bulldogs.
Is that who you still coach with? Or?
No, I coach with the Lady Outlaws.
Outlaws. That's okay. Yeah, I knew it was Lady something. I couldn't remember that. Now you guys are always currently looking for players, aren't you, for the travel side of it?
Usually. Now our roster's pretty full right now, so we're pretty much status quo. But if we find a player that wants to play and it can fit our roster,
Sure.
we'll definitely take her on. But
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. And what age group is that?
this is 18-year-old. 18-year-old. Right?
So-
What
you-
ages?
Like everything under 18.
Oh,
they
18
can't, they
and
can't
under.
be more than 18. So you're probably 17, 18. We have a couple 16-year-olds. So
Really?
if they're talented enough to play up, you can always play up. You just can't play down. An 18-year-old can't go down and
Yeah.
play at 16 level.
Yeah, I had some hockey players that played for me that played up,
Mhm.
and they were just because they were above, and everybody has different talents,
Right.
So if they're 16, they can play up with 18s.
Correct.
So isn't that similar to an 18 playing down with a 16? So I never understood that. That's why I'm bringing that up. You can't play down. So if a 16 plays up and playing against 18s, isn't that 18 really playing down with the 16s? You know what I mean?
You can make that argument.
And it's not an argument. I just
Well,
always wondered
yeah.
that, you know.
Age, yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess that always just falls back to you're not having a whole team of 18-year-olds playing against a team of 16-year-olds. It's just one 16 playing up with the
You
18s.
have
Yeah.
a very talented 16-year-old that gets pushed. Like Tegan, she always had to play up because of her age, the way it was. When she was 9, when she started playing, she had to play a 10U, or excuse me, 12U. I mean, that was a big age gap.
Yeah.
And then she had to play a 14U when she was only 10, 11 years old. So
Yeah.
she was always pushed because
Makes you a good player when you play up like that.
Now in softball, can they go like if you do a tournament and you have I don't know how it works with like your age groups, but I had a player that played up for me. I coached a bunch of teams that year, and I coached a Pee Wee team and a Bantam team, and the Bantam team is older than the Pee Wee team, so he played up as a Pee Wee on my Bantam team. Well, then we had a tournament, and because he fell in that age group still, he played on my Pee Wee team. And I mean, he scored like 8 goals in one game.
Just
This kid was
talented.
very, very talented. And I mean, I just got screamed at by the away teams, like, oh, he's a travel player and all like that. I'm like, first off, he's not a travel player, okay? He plays rec hockey on my Bantam team. He just plays up. And I mean, they went on about how unfair it was, and I'm like, listen, he's in the age group. Because he's a little bit more talented, I don't have any control over that, And absolutely, I'm here to win this tournament.
Yeah.
We didn't win it, but by the way. But I mean, they cried and cried and cried, and I always say, and love all the parents out there, but I always say that sometimes the parents can be the problem when it comes to sports. Do you see that in softball?
Oh, absolutely. That's why you have umpire official shortage now in today's world of sports.
Well, that's funny you say that. Me being a hockey guy, we have a referee official. Absolutely, they just. Because you're being screamed at by parents in the stands, and now all of a sudden you got to control the stands versus doing your
What's
job
going
as
in the field,
officiating the game. Why can't parents just? And I'm a parent. Trust me, I was a parent coach. I for a while I didn't like that. My kid Brendan did play for other coaches, but yeah, I mean, I just never understood that about parents.
I think some parents think their kid is the next Sidney Crosby, Mike Trout, old Cal Ripken Jr. They're back the old players, but they think their player is going to be that person.
They do.
Technically, they're not going to be.
And listen, that's fine. You always want the best for your kids, without a doubt. But again, you just got to come to reality. Like I always had parent coach or parent meetings before my season started, and the first thing I would tell the parents, listen, your son or daughter is playing in York, Pennsylvania. Hockey players for the NHL don't come out of York, Pennsylvania. Let's first squash that. My goal is to make your son or daughter better at the end of the season than they were at the beginning of the season, and see how we can work out as a team. That was it. And Man, I tell you, it can be tough, and I think I nipped that in the bud a little bit by saying that from the get go. But again, I mean, sometimes the parents, and I never cared the parents. Listen, my always go to was, listen, if you can do it better, you can go get your coaching credentials and come out here. I'll be more than happy to even put you on the bench as a coach if you've got your credentials. Not a problem. But don't sit in the stands and ridicule somebody else for trying their best.
I always had the 24-hour rule. So if a parent was mad at a coach or upset about a game, don't come to me after the game, because that's emotions are still sky high.
Yep, everybody's heated at that
Wait
point.
till the next day, contact me, because then you can kind of calm down a little bit and we have a discussion.
We had that same rule, but that was a league rule. It wasn't just an individual coach rule. But yeah, we had that same rule, and it's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Because right then and there, that parent wants to rip your head off as a coach, and you're just trying to do your best.
Yeah, if you're a coach and your team lost, you're a little frustrated too. So two angry people coming to each other is not a good thing.
Sure, absolutely not. So, but that's awesome, man. Yeah, I want to give you some applause for that one for coaching. And staying with it as long as you have. Now, what's your plans after your daughters age out or go to college? Are you going to continue on as a coach?
I don't know yet. I mean, it takes a lot of my time.
Oh, absolutely.
It takes a lot of time. Maybe pick up fishing again a little bit. I do like fishing. I do like when we went to North Carolina last year and did some deep sea fishing. That was nice. Maybe do some fishing like that. Obviously, ride the bike a little bit more.
Yeah.
John's a fisherman. He caught a fish last year.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now, that fish was that big. I mean, that thing was that big.
Till it got reeled in.
Yeah. So when and I've always wanted to fish, but I think everybody that knows me, I don't really have too much patience for that kind of stuff. I don't like to just sit around and wait for something to happen. You make your own luck. You go make things happen. But when we go camping and stuff, though, that is fun.
Yeah.
That'd be a pretty cool trip to set up. Going out on a boat and doing some fishing. I don't know if I'm not really a boat guy, but
well, we got a friend, Big D. He has a boat down there at the Kenton Airs area. I mean, I'd love to go down there once a month.
Yeah, I don't know if my stomach could handle that. I've never been out deep on a boat where the boat's, I think I might create a lot of chum out there.
I was sick that November. We got up at 5. We got on the boat at 6. I didn't get out of the bed of the boat till like 11 o'clock because I was throwing up.
Really? Now, was that you were sick, or was that
That's
because
the
of
ocean?
Yeah,
I got motion. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all laughing at me, making fun of me.
Brian always tells me, just take some Dramamine.
Yeah.
Dramamine.
Well, that's what
and
the
I'm
captain
like,
said. Yeah.
I don't. How much can I take?
And you got to take it before you
Yes.
go on your trip, so it's in your
That's
system
what he told
too.
me.
I'm not sure. Again, I've never been out on a boat like that, so I don't know how I would.
Captain goes, you need your sea legs. I need a sea stomach, not sea legs.
Yeah.
I'll see you on the edge of the boat.
So that's awesome. What you say you work at L2 Brands, correct?
Old Legacy, yeah.
And what do you do there?
I'm the head digitizer there.
Okay.
I take artwork and turn it to stitching, so it can be embroidered with the machines. On whatever, a hat, sweatshirt, whatever garment.
You made that hat right there on your head.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I tried to actually do that a little bit, embroidery, and that's a tough deal. When my embroidery machine, I'd be calling Troy, hey, can you just digitize this? I don't have any clue what I'm doing. And literally, it would be a logo, whether it was a horse logo, we wanted to change something or whatever, and I would get that back in like 10 minutes. And I'm like,
problem solved.
Wow, he is good at his job and what he does. And you've been doing that a long time.
Oh yeah, almost 25 years.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
Wow, that's going to continue. That you
Yes.
like yeah.
Oh yeah. I like to be artistic, and basic text is boring, Penn State, all those stuff. But when we do a lot of resorts now, through, down from Alaska to Key West.
Oh wow.
So it's different types of logos, different art images, so that they're fun to do.
Right.
Being creative a little bit.
How long has that company been around?
Since '92.
Okay.
Yeah, we used to be located it started in Page's basement, and then it moved to the church that's there on Colossus right beside the Legion. That used to be Old Legacy. And then we moved to Barnhart, and then now we're at Fame Avenue.
Okay.
Yeah.
I tell you, last time I was there, that's a big building.
Mm-hmm. We're maxed out now.
My little machine, just one garment at a time, and you walk in there and they've got 30, 15 head machines and.
I think we have 50 machines there now. If not
Oh,
more.
wow.
Wow, and that's funny that you say that because I did hear that he started in his basement with one machine is what I heard. Wow,
Nice.
that's pretty cool. Well, listen, that's how most businesses get started.
Yep.
I mean, look at like Under Armour and we were just talking about that the other
Yeah.
day. You know, they make one product in their basement and push it and boom, there they are. You
Yep.
know,
That is true.
but yeah, that's pretty cool. So let's pull up another picture. You have a beautiful girlfriend. Tina, there she is there. That's you guys down at the beach.
Yeah.
Friends got married down there, and that was the wedding, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was a great day.
You know, I look at that picture right there, and a certain guy always pops in mind since I've seen that picture this morning. I click on that real quick, and this guy's a hero of mine, Adam Sandoval. For some reason, every time I see that, quickly it reminds me, Troy, you resemble Adam a little bit.
So check him out.
Was
He's the one
there.
that does all the travel.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
oh
he
yeah,
travels,
absolute
visits all the
hero
harbors.
of mine. I mean, that's Wounded Warriors Project. I mean, he's big into that. But so how long have you and Tina been together?
About 3 years now.
Yeah, oh nice.
Yeah.
Met,
Wow, it
didn't you
doesn't
guys
seem
meet?
that long.
We met not last year, but the year before.
What, like Thanksgiving or something?
It was when we had their event, the Love of the Veterans event at the country club. But that was 3 years ago.
November. Wow,
Yeah, it was
yeah.
November.
And you went to the
We went to the mill afterwards, and then she come walking in. We just started talking, and that's how we met, or how we started dating.
She just came up to you and told you you're mine now.
You're
That's
so
much.
good
That's
looking.
what
She's
it
like, I
was.
like it.
And she resides local.
Yes.
So,
Well, she's from Gettysburg. You know, well, I mean, that's where her house is, but she pretty much stays with me. So we have.
and she works at Legacy also, correct?
Correct.
Is it Legacy anymore, or is it just L2 Brands?
It's L2 brands.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool. Any wedding bells in the future?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. All
Well,
right.
those there.
Yeah.
It's funny that picture the day before when all that rain, all that area in the back of that picture was all flooded.
Oh, wow.
We didn't think we were going to be able to have the wedding on the beach.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So much rain, but that's how quick it disappeared.
That's cool. So obviously you have a motorcycle, you ride, and I wouldn't say that's how. Well, I mean, I guess so. That's how you and I met. A long time ago. We rode with some other people, and we met, and hell, been friends ever since.
Yeah. Yeah, we were trying to be joined with another motorcycle group in McSherrystown. We met through having those monthly meetings.
Yeah.
And we just became good friends, started riding ourselves.
Yeah, and I think it flourished into something pretty cool. We do our own thing with veterans and first responders, and now more a little bit of canine, and we're getting back into that this year. I myself kind of took a little time off last year, and people did that. We still did a lot of rides and still did a lot of things. We went on our annual trip last year to Tennessee, Tail of the Dragon, did that. But this year, the plan is, we just had a board meeting. The plan is to get back into riding a lot more, doing some stuff. I did just have a conversation yesterday with a sheriff about doing a canine ride. We're gonna put a canine ride together, help support the local four-legged heroes. So speaking of that, what do you ride?
2014 Street Glide.
No, Street Glide. That's it, man. That's the only bike.
Yeah.
People talk about them road glides, and I've rode the road glide. It's a great bike, but man, I tell you what, I love my Street Glides.
Yeah.
I do. Funny story. I remember when you bought that bike. You bought that bike here at my
Right
house
here at this-
that day.
yep.
We were having a party, and Jimmy Weinbrenner and Rod. Rod rode that bike over here
Just picked it up.
just to hang out, and it wasn't even listed or anything.
Nope.
And he came to me and he said, "John, you got to look at this bike." And I was like, "Dude, I just bought a bike." He's like, "I'm telling you, check this bike out." I'm like, "He wants me to buy another bike, man. He's out of his mind, So I went across the street and I looked at that bike and I was like, I'd have bought that bike. I'd have bought that bike in a heartbeat. And actually, later on throughout the day, me and Tina, because we were thinking about getting Tina a trike,
Mm-hmm.
and I was telling Tina, I said, how easy I could convert that. Just buy the kit, Champion kit, and there's a bunch of kits for them. But she would want the big, the trunk and all like that. Champion made a really nice kit for them, and we actually talked about that. And then I thought, you know what, Troy's looking for a bike, because that morning, didn't you go to
Just gonna say,
Battlefield?
I almost bought a bike that morning. I said,
Yeah.
let me think about it for the weekend. I mean, I had the paperwork, everything out. Let me think. I'm going to a party. I'll get back to you on Monday because it was Saturday morning.
And it was a beautiful bike. It still is a beautiful bike. And
Now, did it have all the stuff that's on it now, or was it?
Well, I added the rear end, the tail, and then
Uh-huh.
obviously these new exhaust. And
Had
then
the-
I changed the radio in because the old radio went out.
It had the big wheel and everything?
Yeah, it was
on
all on
then?
it. Yep, all the red Arlen-ness
Oh, nice.
aftermarket parts was put on by the gentleman.
so here's a picture of Troy standing next to his bike. He won at an event we were at. I don't. What do you remember? What that was? Was it like best custom or?
I think it's best custom.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he won the big award that day.
Well, that bike. Listen, that bike had the same rear as your
Yeah.
bike. I think we ordered them at the same time.
Yes.
Because I did them at the same time, didn't we?
Yep.
But yeah, that's you standing next to your baby.
Yep.
Nice.
She's pretty.
Yeah. Any new upgrades you want to do to it or anything?
I'm good with it.
Just ride it.
Yeah,
Just ride it,
Yeah,
yep.
just ride it more.
That's what it's for.
Well, the radio's a big upgrade, and I did put a new amp in it because the other one went bad. So I have a 1,000-watt amp in now.
Oh,
So
nice.
it's a little bit more power.
Yeah, I mean, you can add stuff and add stuff to these things, and that's the fun of it. You know, you buy it and then you make it yours.
Make it yours, yeah.
You know, the other members that we did, and we're gonna do maybe when it gets warmer. You know, we'll do a bike check with you, where we actually video the bike and you tell us. I mean, we've done a couple. I've done one. You've
Yeah, I
done
did.
one. Jeremy's done one. We were going to do. We had other people lined up, but then it got late. And
What's a
I,
bike check? What do you mean?
So what you'll do is you'll stand next to your bike and tell us about the bike and
Okay.
show us the stuff. Not just sit here and tell us, yeah, I have a matte black Street Glide 2004. You know, we'll actually do the video
Oh, cool.
and look at it, zoom in on the stuff. And I mean,
Time
as you
to
can
be
see,
proud
I mean,
and show it off.
I do
Yeah.
think I put some new rear brake lights in the back to give some more brake lights.
I'm for that.
Yeah.
yeah, the rear. I don't have a picture of the rear section
Yeah.
of the bike, but the rear sections on the rears that we picked out are really dark.
Yes.
There's a lot of
And you only had that
fiberglass
one little
back
strip
there.
of
And there's only that one little strip
Yeah.
of lights.
Yeah, but they do look good when they're low. I
Yeah,
mean,
they
when
do.
you can get to where you're going and set them on the ground, it's really cool. Any upcoming like motorcycle destinations you want to go to, like that you haven't been to? Any
I like to go down to Tiki Lee's in Baltimore, somewhere down near water. Maybe do a Kent Narrows ride.
Yeah.
I like to do that. I mean, it's more highway going down that way, but I like to find a route that's kind of like back roads and find and end at a waterfront restaurant or something.
Yeah.
Maybe even up the Susquehanna River. You know, I mean, there's always Lee's Landing, but we've done that. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
Troy,
we've done that
Troy
a few
likes
times,
the
but
beach
still,
life.
Yeah.
you can't beat that.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, absolutely. I think that's you know, and again, that's what we want to get back to this year, doing a lot of rides, and just hanging out, man. Trying to do some good stuff for you know, the veterans and first responders and the four-legged
Yeah.
first responders.
maybe even find some restaurants in like the Thurmont area, Frederick area that we haven't hit yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something different because that's an hour away. That's something I've been looking at.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, and not, you know, not to do something every weekend, but you know, with your schedule, it is tough.
yeah, but
you know.
when I have a weekend free, I like to go for a ride.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can always go back to Creekside. Remember that?
Are they still open?
in West Virginia?
Oh, I thought that was Hagerstown or something.
It's well, no, I'm sorry. It is Hagerstown.
Is that where we met us? Yeah, yeah. Listen, I'll go back. I don't care. I mean, it really was no harm, no foul that day. You know, seen that gentleman around a lot too.
Yeah.
Nothing bad. Nothing bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you go to certain motorcycle events and you're a group, you know, and you know, you have a patch that you might wear or a T-shirt you might wear that represents your group. You know how it can be a little, you know, and I don't get that. I never did
Yeah.
get that. Just let people be who they want to be. You know what? Mother groups and sister groups and all that. I don't get that. You know, I never did. You know, I've always just been that person who, hey, if we got a group of people that want to do something and do it for the good of something, let's just do it, you know, and oh my gosh, you know, it can be crazy, but you know, when you step out in that, I don't want to say in that world, but when you step out with that, you know, wearing a certain patch that, and our, you know, I mean, that's that's our
Yeah,
patch
yeah.
right there. You know, when you step out wearing that and people say, "Oh, who are these guys?" You
Yeah.
know, look, I mean, look at the 3 colors on the flag. You know, that's what
Yep.
we do. You know, we've never been a trouble group.
No.
We don't cause trouble. We've had people come and go, and of course, you know how that is. You know, you take the brunt of some people just can't go on their merry way, and
They just don't like our logo because it's the best logo.
yeah. Well, I mean, I that's another thing I'll never understand is when people, you're always gonna have people come and go. People always come and go in any, whether it's a life, your life, a group, whatever. I'll never understand when people just can't go away and because you didn't agree with something or whatever. But why people have to go away and create lies, and I'll never understand that one. Never, ever, ever will I understand that. We've as a group never done that to anybody who was here and might have left, and you know, I just don't get it. And listen, rightfully so. I mean, I think there's been some people that rode with us and left that I'd love to ride with again. Absolutely, you know. I think some of them were, you know, maybe influenced by others.
Yeah.
You know, I'd love to have those people ride with us again, do what we do again. I would have no problem with that. But you know, I mean, I'm not that. I'm going to reach out and beg. I'm not a beggar. You know, they know we're here. They know what we do. They want to ride. Absolutely, not a problem. But again, don't leave and cause the trouble. I'll never understand that one, and I've taken a big brunt of that. Maybe just because of my position, but I think everybody knows I've done nothing to nobody.
Yeah.
You know, we haven't done anything, or I haven't done anything to cause any problems. I don't feel. You know, I've talked to other board members and whatever, and you know, I don't know if you've taken any of that or felt like that, but it's just crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I think you feel the same way.
We're a good group of people, like to do good things, and we ride our bikes on the way.
Yeah.
So it's all
And
about
we love beer.
And we
I love beer.
Yes, he does.
He tries to love beer. Put it that way. He is the. Listen, real quick. I'm not taking it away from you, but if this guy's ever around you and has a beer, don't let him go to the bathroom with that beer, because that beer will get dumped out, and then he'll come back and be like, "Oh, I drank that whole thing."
No, I don't need another one. This is full.
But yeah, that's cool, and you know what? That's excuse me. I think it's very cool that you know you overlook that stuff, and we've stayed together.
Yes.
And you just keep moving forward, you know. And we were just talking about this. I don't need 100 people.
Yeah.
We as a group don't need 100 people. You can do the same thing with 5 people. You can do the same thing with 20 people.
3 people.
Yeah,
3 people.
exactly.
Yeah, you don't need a big group to do anything like this, you know. Sometimes numbers can create problems, you know. I mean, we had probably 50 members before, and you know, I'm okay with 27. You know, I really am. Now I'm not saying that like I don't think we're actively searching for members, but hey, if somebody fits us and wants to do the same thing, absolutely, and is a good person, you know, not going to come in and cause problems, not come in. All right, so had a little bleep right there. I apologize for that. Camera overheated, but so we were talking about members, you know. Yeah, I mean, I don't think we're actively looking. I mean, I think we got a great group of people, but that's not to say that we wouldn't, you know, bring some people in if they want to, and you know, like the mission that we have at hand, you know. And again, our mission has never changed. It's, you know, veterans, first responders, things like that.
Keep doing what we're doing. People see that, and then they'll be interested, and they'll come over and have a conversation, talk to us. You know, we're out and about. Come see us and say hi. And
there's a lot of groups out there that do the same thing we do. There's a lot of groups out there that help individuals.
Yeah.
We've done some things to help individuals. Those groups, I like to just support and help them.
I was just going to say that if there's something going on that they're doing, we'll support them.
Yeah.
Especially if it helps the family out, helps first responders or something, whatever. It helps somebody.
Yeah, and speaking with like that, you know, that the group American Bikers on a Mission, you know, Mike Cos and them, they do a great job. They help a lot of individuals. That is their mission.
Yep.
You know, community. and I'd like to get back into helping them a little bit, doing some things with them, supporting their cause. I'm going to have Mike Koz on here one day. So if you're listening, Mike, or you're watching this, you better get ready. Him and I have talked about this a while back. And I think it'd be fun to do a big round table, get a bunch of us and have other groups, members, president or whatever, come on and talk about their mission and just spreading the word, and this is our avenue to spread the word. I'd like to have some other ones on there. Even the charity organizations that we help, get them out here and talk about their mission and things like that.
We're all people that like to ride bikes and like to help people, so we're all different missions, but sort of the same thing. So
that'd be good for their page, having an interview, and they can put it on their social media page.
Absolutely. So yeah. I mean, I think the next one that I did talk about, and again, I've talked about this in the past, is we'll get them up here. We'll get Mike up here, and maybe Cheryl, his wife, and get a bunch of them up here and talk to them. I have to get a bigger podcast room for that. Yeah. It's a little tight in here, but it works for 3 or 4 of us. Maybe we'll travel there and set it. I don't know. That's a lot to set up.
Yeah.
He does have that new garage, though.
Yeah.
But in your garage, just put a table around,
Oh, we can do that. Yeah. We can do that. As long as I can get the wife to get her car out of there. But yeah, so that's one of the goals for this year. I feel I took my time off last year and kind of like you coaching, nobody really got mad, and you do get burned out in anything you do when you do it over and over and over and over. And I mean, there for a while, it was every weekend we were supporting something.
Yep. Yes.
And it takes a lot to organize, and they overlap. So if you've got a month of events that you're doing, you're trying to set up all those events all at the same time. I don't care if one's at the end of the month and one's at the beginning of the month. The one at the beginning of the month, yeah, I know that's the first one coming up, but you're already trying to schedule that 4th one and 5th one out and all like that. And man, that can be time consuming.
We did like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Every 2 weeks we were doing something.
Yeah.
And then we kind of didn't ride ourselves, as a group. That's what we need to do this summer. Ride. And then don't get me wrong, but still support, when we can, but maybe
recharge our batteries a little bit.
Yeah, I think, once a month, stepping out, trying to help somebody else. And what I say that is I want to help others more, like other groups more in their mission too, more than organizing everything ourselves.
I agree.
Step back a little bit and just support them and help them. And I mean that we were in agreement with that across the whole board. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, that's going to be the plan for this year. I mean, right now, the only thing that we do have our golf tournament coming up. That's going to be May 4th. And then the canine ride that we're going to put that together. That's going to be us putting that together. But yeah, just helping other groups, and they have something set up that we can go support. Absolutely.
Yep.
So getting back to you yourself, I know you are a big Ocean City buff.
Yes.
You love Ocean City. Now, you actually are, is it a liaison for Ocean City, or you have a position that you...
Well, it has kind of retired, but probably 3 years ago, and before that, I was a Ocean City insider.
Okay.
I was on their website page, which is www.ococean.com. And you can look me up at Ask an Expert.
Oh, we've looked you up. Don't worry. I got everything about you.
Yeah. People just ask questions. Where's the best place to eat? Where can I take my kid?
What is the best place to eat?
To me, it's probably the
Fishtails.
Well, I love fishtails, but it's not the best.
He drinks
food.
beer. He eats beer there.
eats beer.
Harborside, the Hobbit, the Shark. They're the prime places to eat.
Is Harborside that one where you come across the bridge, but you got to go?
Yes.
It's this not. Is it the inlet side or whatever?
It's West OC.
We went there.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a good place.
With they had a little dock along the water.
Yeah. Yep. The ferry can take you out too, right there, can it?
Yep.
Yeah. I remember that. That was a good place.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't do that anymore, or?
Yeah, that part of that page kind of expired.
Oh, okay.
So not part of it. It was nice because I used to get a free room every April.
Oh,
He's
wow.
like Forrest Gump. He does a little bit of everything.
No, that's great. And I've always, every time I ask you, like, where you want to go, it's Ocean City.
Yeah.
He loves Ocean City.
Well, I kind of guess my mom, we grew up going there. She would work hard, and we'd always have a yard sale in the spring. That was our money for
Oh, wow.
for a weekend.
And you have a fishtails tattoo?
Yes, I do. Yeah,
Now,
and the crab on the other side.
didn't you digitize stuff for them, like their hats and all too?
All Fishtails logos are done by me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I've done.
Nice.
Yeah, Paige was down there many years ago. It's probably 15 years by now. He was in there eating and got to talk to the merchandise lady in there. Her name was Bonnie, and Paige will let us do your stuff, And he told me, and so I made some samples, sent it, and I went down there and showed her, and ever since then, every single hat is in there is done by me.
Nice.
So was that a work trip you were sent down to show her stuff, or?
Semi work.
Oh, okay. All right. Wasn't paid for by work, though.
He was well hydrated.
I got some free shirts and some flags and stuff from the merchandise head lady there. Now she's retired. Now it's India that's I deal with down there. So I'm sure she'll be getting a hold of me here in a couple weeks because get ready for
New season.
Season, yeah.
Now, they change their stuff every season, or?
Well, they have the same logo.
Yeah.
That doesn't change, and their font of Fishtails never changes. But they might throw some different backgrounds.
Gotcha.
Something, a beach scene or maybe a sunset scene they'll use stuff.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was like a racing shirt. They put a different thing on there every year, but
Something like that.
nice.
The same concept of like a racing shirt, but there's something different about it.
That's cool. You do others, though, down there, too, don't
Oh
you?
yeah, we do Barn 94. We do the Lazy Lizards.
The what?
The Lazy Lizards.
Oh,
The Lazy Lizards.
I was going to say, well, I never heard of that one.
Oh, and MR Ducks.
MR
MR Ducks, and I'm sure there's a couple more that I can't think off the top of my head.
Do they still do the duck that you drink out of down there? Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah, you used to chug out of them or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
That's
Chug the
pretty
duck.
cool. Yeah, we went down there one time. A couple of our members really liked them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Liked them a lot.
A lot. Souvenir lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't buy those though, can you? The actual duck. Is it a decoy? An actual
Yeah, it's a decoy
that
duck,
they-
and they nip off the bill, and then you fill the bottom side up. And
It's 2 natties and amaretto is what they put in it.
oh, there's a recipe for it.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. I did one and
2 natural lights and a little bit of amaretto in there. To give it a little
I
bit.
couldn't pick out what it was, but I drank a lot of stuff that day.
Mm-hmm.
That's always a good trip, Ocean City Bike Week, and we actually talked about.
Yeah, we'll do that again.
I didn't go last year, nor did you. I know you go every year. I think we're going to go back down this year. Maybe not make it as long as we used to.
Right.
Go down on Friday, come back, Monday. But I think I'm going to go back down this year. Is there any other like big rallies, motorcycle rallies that you want to get to? Not even just this year, just later.
Daytona's on the bucket list. Maybe Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I hear good things about that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's we actually talked about going to Daytona this year, in March, but then it's like that's the first week of March.
Mhm.
Myrtle Beach is the first week of May, and it was like, wait a minute, Myrtle Beach is pretty much halfway there.
yeah.
I wouldn't ride all the way to Daytona in March, but I think in May I would ride to Myrtle Beach. So now it's kind of like jump to Myrtle Beach. Any interest in going this year?
To Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
I would love to go to
May.
in May.
A couple of us are talking. Let's do it.
All right, keep me in the loop.
If that's beach, he's in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's right at Merle's Inlet, right?
Mhm.
You and I were actually going to go last October to the fall one, but I think the spring one is the big one
Yeah.
there.
Well, I think all the big rallies, the spring is the best. Even though Daytona and Myrtle Beach have
People
fall.
want to get the hell out of the house after winter, so
Yeah.
it's kind of.
The only good thing about the fall ones, you could ride there, because October you can ride probably to Daytona. The weather shouldn't be that bad. March could be cold up here, and then it gets nice down.
I think you're right. I think a lot of people, especially if you ride motorcycles, you want to ride, but I feel this, like you have a bad back.
Yeah.
So I look at it like, why take all that time and put that stress on your bad back riding there? Because once you get there, What are you going to do? You're hurt all week.
Yeah.
Well, then guess what? You got to turn around, ride all the way back. So that whole trailer queen, you're a trailer king, queen,
I didn't get that
whatever.
either, yeah.
That's a bunch of crap. Listen, you get your bike there and you ride.
Yep.
The ride is when you get there. I don't care how you got there. But again, it's like Tennessee. Why hurt yourself riding there when you know you're going to be on your bike for 5-6 days when you're there, and then turn around and have to do it all again coming home,
And why ride a highway there when you got like them beautiful hills of Tennessee?
Yeah, and that was the thing about doing Daytona. It's like, okay, we have plenty of campgrounds. We can haul one of our campers down, and then we're hauling another truck with the bikes on the trailer. I don't have a problem with that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
What are people going to down me for riding my trailer? Guess what? Ooh, I don't care.
There's all kind of places down. Like you could stay on the beach at Daytona, and then because isn't it a good 12 minutes from the beach to where the location is, like Daytona Speedway? That's where they have the events, right?
I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you. I've looked it up just on a regular map, but I didn't map it to see. I don't think any of that's real far away. I know they do a lot right at the Speedway, Daytona Speedway. There's things in Orlando that they do
really?
for Bike Week. I think it goes as far out as that. And what's Orlando? An hour from Daytona?
Yeah, probably.
Well, you could take a weekend and go yourself, just a big group of us. You don't have to have a bike rally.
No, not at all.
About going up to Williamsport, I still think that'd be a nice trip. Take your one up there.
Absolutely, and that's the thing about having a good group of people that just want to ride. You take time off and just do a ride, or or one weekend you want to go help and support another event. There's a lot of things out there to do. A lot. You just you can't sit back and go, oh, what am I going to do this weekend? Trust me, you get on Facebook, because everybody has a Facebook page. All groups have Facebook group pages. They have Facebook pages. You can always find rides to go support, whether it's a veteran or a first responder, or even an individual for the community.
Especially in the summertime, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
There's always something. But yeah, so you're going to do Ocean City this year.
Mm-hmm.
I think we just heard that Myrtle Beach might be in the making. I'd love to go. I think it's a great rideable ride, especially in May. It's going to be hopefully a little bit warmer.
Yeah.
Who knows with this weather? It's actually snowing outside right now, but that would be a nice little trip to do. Something new that none of us have visited there.
And I hear good things about it. So
I don't think anybody in the group has been to Myrtle Beach, so it could be something new. You know what? Nope, he did not. I thought Tony did, but no, he did not. Yeah, that'd be a fun trip. We're gonna look at that. So we've touched on pretty much everything. We found out a lot more about Troy himself. Any future Painted Horse things you want to try to put together or see happen?
Well, like in our board meeting or our meeting you had the other week, I like the concept we have this summer. I think it's perfect. Get back to us.
Yeah.
Because kind of like I said, we did a lot for everybody over the years. It's good to now do something for us. Don't take away from doing something for somebody, but a lot of us to get together.
Yeah.
Like Tina said, reconnect.
Yeah, I think it's a reconnect. It's a rejuvenate maybe. And just take some time for us as a group to be around each other, hanging out. That's not to say we're not going to do some stuff, but again, I want to get in. I want to get into more of helping other groups and their mission, as well as ours.
Yep.
We've done it. We've been there. And we're all on the same page with that. Everybody's on the same page. So I think that's a cool thing. So I had wrote down about any big motorcycle trips scheduled this year, but we know that you're going to Ocean City.
Yep. I enjoy that. I know everyone says it's the same place all the time. That's because I know
it's your vacation.
It's my
vacation.
Do you. I know where to go.
Yeah, do you. Again, that falls back to the who cares what other people say,
I do like when I get down there, I was told they want to do something far, like maybe go down to Chickatee. I never rode down to Chickatee.
Never been there.
Never been there. That's probably about an hour and a half ride. from Ocean City. Maybe go to not Berlin, but there's another town that's down that way. And there's a couple breweries in there for something to do, ride and eat. Can't
That's your homework. You go down and check it out for us before we
Exactly.
go down.
Well, hey, listen, being the road captain, that's your job.
And then you'll
You
have
know?
all the turns right.
I'm sure I still mess up.
We joke around about that because we called Troy wrong turn for a while, but
Listen,
just a joke.
if you're a road captain, you've
gonna
all
be-
made wrong turns.
Yeah.
It's the funny one I remember, and I'll never forget this. We were practicing for a ride last year, and you missed your turn.
Right off the bat.
And a bunch of us thought we were supposed to turn there. And I didn't say anything, and I was right behind you. And I know, like, a mile and a half up the road,
Saw
you
me
were like,
laughing.
I missed my turn. Like, we all knew that. We didn't know when we were going to turn around, though. But listen, you're a road captain. That's going to happen.
Hey, nobody else knows the route but you. You
Exactly.
do you make it work.
Yeah,
that was smooth.
That's going to happen. It was hard to turn around on that road, though, a little bit, a little one lane back road. But yeah, I mean, listen, that's going to happen. I road captain for a long time, with other groups, and you're going to do that.
It's one of the toughest jobs of the motorcycle group, you know.
Hey, it's a tough job because you're responsible for
Safety.
every bike behind you. Again, that's when we started this. That was the first thing I said. I don't want to be road captain. I'll organize everything else, but let's pick a road captain. And there was Troy, and I'm like, it's yours, but it's yours. And he's done a great job. He's done an absolute great job. He's put a lot of rides together, and can't wait to see what he comes up with, moving forward.
Yep.
I think with that, you got anything else you want to ask Troy?
No, I don't think. Oh, you just recently got a pet, right?
Oh, my white shepherd, yes.
Yeah.
Name's Zane. Yep.
Yeah.
He's about a year and a half old right now.
And you live next to a farm, don't you?
Yeah.
Royal Farm.
Yeah.
So Troy's neighbor has like chickens and
Chickens and ducks. over
yeah.
there.
So that's pretty cool. Does he ever chase them, or are they in the fence now?
They're in the fence now, yeah. Well, they got in trouble because they were over my yard, neighbor's yard, digging up their garden stuff.
I think the last time I was at your house, they weren't fenced in.
No.
They were just out and about.
Terrible, yeah.
You're sitting there around a fire, and all of a sudden there's a duck sitting next to you.
I know she has more inside because I saw the little ducklings. So
Wow.
she keeps them inside.
What does she do with them? Just has them as pets?
I guess. I mean, I was supposed to get free eggs, but I still haven't seen one egg yet.
Still waiting on a light post.
Yeah, that
light
was not
post?
good. Yeah,
His light post got broke off.
yeah. Their kids were playing on the light post and knocked it down.
Oh, really?
She gave me money for it, but still, it's
Yeah.
yeah. She doesn't understand the concept of her yard or my yard.
Wow, that's kind of rude.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Concertina wire, electric, that'll work.
Yeah.
We all, I'll say it, we all have those neighbors, but sometimes we are those neighbors.
Yeah.
When you think about it, don't always think it's not you. It can be,
Yeah.
but no, that's pretty cool. You had a shepherd before that also, correct?
A yellow lab.
Is that,
Yeah.
what was the name?
Gucci.
Gooch. I could not
Yeah.
remember that.
Yeah, my daughter's named both dogs.
Right.
Kylie named the lab Gucci, and then Tegan named this one Zane.
Have you always had animals, a dog in your life?
Yeah, and we have a cat at home too.
Yeah,
So.
cats, I'm not.
I like cats.
They're easy to clean up though. Well, they're easy to take care of, I should say, not clean up.
I've never been a cat guy. We had one when the kids were little, and it lasted not that long. It didn't die. We gave it away.
I was gonna say.
Dog ate it. Or
I'm
something.
not a. I'm not.
That was Mia's
I
first
just
meal.
I don't know what it is about cats. I like dogs.
Because they love you and purr.
Yeah.
You don't like love cuddly things.
No, listen. Somebody knocks on the door I don't like. I want the dog to get them. What's a cat do? Run away and climb on top the
Hide behind a couch.
cabinet or something? I want something that's going to protect me. So yeah, anything else? You got anything else for Troy?
No, I think you're doing a great job, and we have Jeremy who's also a road
Yep.
captain. So looking forward to you guys teaming up to do some things this year. And
Yep.
Yeah.
Ride, go somewhere for dinner or lunch or whatever, and just ride around. Yep.
yeah, Troy's always out on his bike, probably more so than me.
Yep.
Yeah, it's being January kind of stinks because everybody wants to ride and
Yeah, we couldn't ride New Year's Day this year because of the rain.
yeah.
It
So
was cold.
Yeah.
We were thinking about it, and then I went outside and I was like, my bike won't start.
Yeah, it was and he never went outside. He just looked at the temperature. But we did that a few times. You pack a couple beers in your saddlebag and go take a ride somewhere, some park or something. But yeah, it was pretty chilly this year.
Well, it was damp, so it was like a bummer.
Well, I remember that morning I got up and walked out to my shed for something, and I was like, "Whoa, this might not work." And then it did drizzle a little bit, so it was like, yes, got out of that one. Yep. But I tell you what, I just did a 3-month stint in Pittsburgh, and there was guys out there on bikes the whole time, and it, if it's 30 degrees here, it's 20 out there, and they're bundled up and they're on their bike. Now that could be their only form of transportation. I don't know, but hey, they were riding nonetheless.
That looked like a beautiful dealership out there.
Which one?
The one you
well, I went to 3, so I visited
like the
Three Rivers
front, the brick front.
Steel City.
Yeah.
That was a good dealership. It had it had 2 floors. Actually, 2 of them had they were 2 floors. In Steel City, you walk in, it's like, wow, they don't really have a lot of bikes here. But then you go upstairs, and there's a boatload of bikes up there. Yeah, there was probably 25 bikes upstairs,
wow,
new and used that they were selling. But yeah, it was a nice dealership. It was a little bit out of the way of where I was staying in Pittsburgh, because I stayed in Harmony. But when we were heading back out, Tina went back out with me the week of Christmas over New Year's, and then we came back New Year's Eve. And I said I wanted to go visit a couple of dealerships, and we went to Steel City first. That was really cool. We went to Newcastle, which Newcastle is a crazy dealership. It's 2 floors. Yeah. All their clothing is upstairs, and their stuff, everything else is downstairs, like parts and bikes. And they didn't have a lot of bikes. But the weird part is when you're riding down this road, and the GPS is telling you that the dealership's ahead, like half a mile on the left. And I'm looking at Tina. I'm like, there's nothing but
here.
trees.
Yeah.
Like it's mountains and trees. And then you get up to it, and it's just like the mountains cut out, and there's a dealership there.
Wow.
There was really nothing else around. It was a pretty cool dealership.
How far out of town was that?
Out of town of where I was,
Yeah.
30-minute ride.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it was weird because I'm like, I don't see a dealership up there, but there it was. And then we went to 3 Rivers, which is more over towards Pittsburgh. Small dealership, nice place though. Really nice place. I mean, how many? You go to dealerships, they pretty much kind of all have the same thing, but they might have their own T-shirts.
Yeah.
And we collect challenge coins and poker chips. So it's cool to visit those dealerships and get those. And I know a couple of them were at Steel City last year when they did the Adam Sandoval ride. Yep. Now, I will do that ride this year. I do know he's putting that back together, the convoy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I will do that ride. I've wanted to meet Adam for many, 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 many years. Ever since he really started back when, and I found him. The year I was supposed to meet him just in Gettysburg, he got sideswiped on his bike on his venture, and
Messed up his leg bad.
Oh, it messed up his leg. He almost lost his leg.
Yeah, we just watched that video when I went out to Pittsburgh with him, and
yeah, he almost lost that leg, and
pretty incredible, the guy.
He's awesome. He's awesome. My wife got to meet him. We got into some RC racing last year, and the convoy. We had a big race that we did. So this year, that's my goal this year. I'm gonna visit or meet the guy.
Did he send out dates yet, or not yet?
The dates for the convoy are not out yet. I know his last video. He said he's working on that. And listen, he's visiting. That's over like 2 months.
Yeah.
We stress just organizing something that's going to happen for one day, 5 hours, and he's organizing something that's going to happen over 2 months period.
And on a tight schedule.
Yeah.
I mean, he has to keep his schedule with times and
exactly
dates of every dealership.
Yeah,
because they're having events for him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. And
So
I mean,
if you ever get a chance to check out Adam and how he started and stuff, I watched the video with him, and he actually rode every day of the year. He was riding through snow and all that. It was pretty incredible.
Well, I don't know how many times he's done it, but he's the world record holder for visiting dealerships across the nation. He or country. He visited them all.
Yeah.
And
No
I
matter
think
what the weather is or nothing, man. Dude.
you have to. I mean, there's that many dealerships. Last year, his convoy generated $500,000 for the Wounded Warrior Project.
Nice.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. So yeah, I mean that's definitely. I'm not going to say a bucket list. I'm doing that one this year. Absolutely. So well, thanks, Troy.
Thanks for having me again.
Appreciate you coming on. This ain't going to be the last time we certainly talk to you on here. We're going to do some more, and again, we'll put some other ones together and get a big group of us and sit down with a bunch of them. And I think the more people we have, the more questions that pop into people's heads to ask the guest. But this really isn't a guest interview. This is, I mean, you're a member.
Yeah.
I mean, you are, our road captain. So I want to thank you, give you an applause. Thank you for coming on. I'd like to announce the next guest, but I haven't asked that person yet. So we'll, we'll get to that one soon. But definitely check us out. I mean, we're on Facebook. You can look us up, Painted Horse Brotherhood. They're both, on there. Our website is paintedhorsebrotherhood.com. The YouTube page is Painted Horse or John Fiorcina. You can look it up either way, but it's pretty much all the Painted Horse stuff. I do have some hockey stuff on there when I did my little endeavor with the Pittsburgh Penguins the past 3 months. But I'm back in Hanover now and want to get back into doing this stuff and talking to people and seeing about their missions with other groups, meeting our members and finding out more about them and other people finding out more about them. So definitely keep an eye out. I'm sure this will be on by the time I edit it and all like that and get it out there, next day or so, we'll have it out. Maybe if it snows more today and I'm snowed in tomorrow, maybe it'll be tomorrow. But
Rain again.
yeah, we'll get that out there and figure out the next person. But thanks again, Troy. Really appreciate you stopping by. I'd say stopping by the Painted Horse podcast room for temporary room, but we got to come up with a bigger one just so we can get more people in. But yeah, look forward to riding with you a bunch this year, seeing what you can put together as road captain, and let's get those rides together.
Sounds good.
All right, guys.
Yep.
Thanks again.
Happy New Year,
Thanks,
everyone.
Troy.
See.